Hello Sim Gamers, we are back with some more Let's Play Sailwind. And we are currently on our way to Happy Bay. So let's get on board here, check our direction, our supplies. Direction's looking fine actually. It's a little while until we need to worry about making our noontime reading of our longitude. I've been heading north-northwest from Dragon Cliffs. As we can see by this map here, that should put us fairly close to Happy Bay. The only thing we need to do is make sure that we are going due north probably when we get to latitude 3.5, or I'm sorry, longitude 3.5, which if we look at this clock will be 11:46 when the sun is at local noon. And if you want to understand how I did all that math in my head and was able to figure that out, go take a look at the Navigator's Guide to Sailwind by me. That's a video series that I made on using the devices and instruments in the game to do navigation. And one of the skills is how to combine the sun compass and chronometer to determine your longitude. All right, we've done the water part. Now we need to do the food part. I'm gonna bring the music down just a smidge. What time is it? Yeah, we should be good to catch at least one fish. Oops, don't do that. That's throwing this thing overboard would be the worst. I only have one of them. And I am unfamiliar with Happy Bay as far as what supplies they have, so I want to be a little bit careful with this one. I guess if I was really smart, I would have bought a backup fishing rod back at back at Dragon Cliffs. But I didn't, and here we are. Still beautiful golden or greenish waters, which tells me that we are still in the vicinity of the Emerald Archipelago. I know I'm hungry. That's why I'm catching fish right now, or at least trying. I was unable to afford a stove because I bought the chronometer. Basically what it gets down to. But the chronometer with the sun compass are two key instruments that combined cost, like the cost of those two instruments is far less than buying a chrono compass. It is handy to be able to have all the same information, albeit a little bit less easy to read, in a single instrument that only takes up one piece of inventory. However, it's really expensive. It's coming up at 11 o'clock, so we're getting ready for our noontime sighting here. I'm going to go ahead and get into position. And what I'm doing, once again, check out my Navigator's Guide. I'll make sure the link's in the description below for these video series on that Navigator's Guide to Sailwind using the sun compass. But what I'm doing is I'm just making certain that I'm able to track when local noon is. That's when this shadow of the instrument lines up with the north-south line on this compass. As soon as that happens, I'm going to the the chronometer, and taking a look at what time of day it is, and then doing a really simple math equation, which it's a simple equation, but I've had a hard time describing it, to determine what my longitude is as of this reading. And that'll help me determine if I need to go further east or west based on where I'm at. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention is that we can capture our latitude. So I think it's fair to say that we're at 33 degrees latitude. And it is now noon, local time. All right, I'm calling that 11:22. So that is 18 minutes of difference away from noon. If we divide that by 4, 18 divided by 4 is 4 plus a bit. We'll just visualize it. I didn't remember to do this in this episode though. So we're at 33 latitude, probably 4.5 longitude, which means north-northwest is still the course we want to maintain on our way. So these sails do cast a wind shadow on each other, but I can actually use the fact that if I get the wind a little off center, I can flip this sail over and have these running in such a way that there's less wind shadow. At least I believe that's how it works. Because they're both triangularly shaped sails. And this ought to allow me to capture more speed. So this sail ought to pretty much change. Might need to turn a little more. This way. There we go. So the wind has shifted to the other side. Let's go ahead and let this all the way out. And now we get ourselves on course of north-northwest. And more or less running before the wind like this. Oh, the wind has shifted enough where this is no longer the most efficient configuration, I don't think. Maybe, we'll see. Let's see what looks like here. Now that we're actually on the correct compass direction. Yeah. So each of these sails turned different directions. Gets us moving, should be quite rapidly downwind. Now, as I look around the horizon, I am in open water. Thinking about the map further, we're in a position where we can start. We have more information, which means we can make more determinations about how we're doing. Our last reading put us at 33 latitude, maybe 4.5 longitude, essentially directly north of the Emerald Archipelago core islands. We know we're heading north-northwest to Happy Bay, but since we departed Dragon Cliffs, I can now take a look at this distance and kind of gauge how much further I have to go. We've gone, I don't know, we could call that 2/5 of the way there, so not quite halfway. And we can use that information against our log to see, here we go. To see how much further we have to go, right? We grabbed all of these supplies, bingo, on day 56. We've gone 2 days, so realistically, this will probably be, we're on day 58. So the trip to Happy Bay is probably a 5-day journey. Today, I'm featuring a string of comments which I call the Ballad of Snoofabar. Head out the window because the windshield is smashed a la Ace Ventura. All of the cargo is on the starboard side, like a banana with a cut of jib that a Cockney Londoner would appreciate. Big rock over there. We know Big Rock. Trying to sail south from Gold Rock City, Shallow water, idiot. I got this. Cue Pirates of the Caribbean music. I didn't make it. I'm on a line. Line is all that matters. Did someone say land? Snoofabar, I got a laugh out of all of that. Thanks for the comments. That track was Digital Threat by Harris Heller. Available as always as part of the Stream Beats Lo-Fi playlist. Okay, what a lovely day. Oh, look at this glass smooth sea. That means there's not as much wind, probably. First things first. The wind has shifted. Either that or we're headed the right direction. Okay. The wind has shifted a lot. We're running broad beam now. Very much just broad beam. So we're going to get our main mast and our mizzen mast set up for broad beam sailing, which really means allowing that to just flip over. Yeah, it looks like just letting that weather vane is just fine. Now all I want to do is make sure that I am remaining true on my course, and it's getting on the morning. Am I seeing anything on the horizon? Nothing on the horizon ahead. Nothing on the horizon behind. But our course is still true. It's just getting light enough where I don't need that lantern, so let's get rid of that and begin catching our food for the day to keep up with our caloric intake. As you can see by the sundial shadow here, coming up on our noontime observation to determine what our latitude and longitude is as of noon on day 3 of this trip. Looks like I'll check that. I'll verify that in a bit. Anyway, it looks like our latitude is 34 degrees. And I'm just waiting for this shadow to cross over at the middle line, indicating local noon, to compare that against the chronometer. Any moment now. The ship rocking and sailing is making it a little bit difficult, and that's good. Okay, hey, we're getting close. So that was 11:45, which means by our calculation, just shy of 16 minutes ahead, or 16 minutes early. So eastward by 16 minutes. Divide that by 4, gives me 4 longitude. So if we're at 34.4, then we're at this sort of cross here. Now I know I wasn't going due west or any of that, so that other 34 reading might have been premature. But, you know, we're at 34, maybe a little north of that because the of how the shadow was reading. And it looks like we are still beautifully on course, and maybe about 2/3 of the way to our destination. Hello, Sim Gamers. As you can see, we are pulling into Happy Bay. I forgot to hit the record button, if I'm being honest. But we actually only maybe had 5 minutes or so of footage. What had happened is my navigation was so clean that in the middle of the night I woke up and against the stars in the sky I could see the shadow of Happy Bay. So we proceeded here in the morning. We're in the morning of day 4. that we've now reached Happy Bay, and we're going to go ahead and offload and get lots of money. I'll just do whatever I can to eat local food and not have to worry about any fishing or anything like that. So we have 3 different cargoes to deliver. We've got green tobacco, bananas, and something else. I'm going to set some of those crates out here in order to finish those missions. Tea, that's the other thing. Green tobacco, tea, and bananas. And this should give us a fair bit of Astron reputation as well as more Dragon Cliffs reputation. Okay, I intentionally left these 3 aside to turn them in last. Tea done. Mission complete. Giving us 1851 Astron crowns. Green tobacco done. Give us not a whole lot. Bananas? Well, we got ourselves the 1989 Astron crowns out of that deal. And I honestly don't know what the conversion rates are. Oh wait, this guy could probably help. 1889. So we know that we don't even have enough for a single gold line out of this. Because it's like 40 to 1 here, right? 40 to 1 of that. Gold lions for Emerald Dragons is 289 to 1. And I really like this mechanic, by the way. How the game, each different region has their coins and they're actually worth different amounts. Astron crowns are on par with... Oh no, Astron crowns are worth less than Emerald Archipelago money. But not nearly as bad as Emerald Dragons. So I'm curious to see how many we have. We earned 20 gold crowns worth. 24 to be exact. Out of this one mission. And getting a little hungry. I'm going to head up into town and stock up my pockets. I don't need to worry about water or anything. I have plenty of that. Let's just grab some local cuisine. We'll spend the local currency on this stuff here. Really? They trade in Emerald Dragons? They don't use Astron crowns here? That's interesting. I guess Happy Bay is still technically considered to be in the Emerald Archipelago? Even though we were paid in Astron crowns. Oh, no. We earned both Astron crowns and Emerald Dragons for that mission. Oh, interesting. That's water. That's a crate of seafood. Various beer, uncooked pork and stuff. Is there anything else further uptown here? Doesn't look like it. There's this guy with a chair in the floor. Well, that is it for our trip from the Emerald Archipelago up to Happy Bay. Made a little bit of profit along the way. Didn't get a chance to afford any upgrades for our sandbuck, but that's just the way it goes. We were, however, able to afford a chronometer, which is what made this trip possible. So I'm going to say until next time, this is Sailwind, and this is Happy Bay, and I've been Sim Gamer. Until next time, take care of yourselves.